swivel, swivel.
Making money like a mint, laying in my ice like shrimp. Mint condition that I'm in, coming with the freshness.
So today's project's going to be the swivel seat on the passenger side. And I bought the one from SwivelsRus. It seemed to be the most straightforward one that you could install without having to bend that bar in the front. We'll see how it goes. A lot of people I know are concerned about the height that this adds to the seat. We'll see if it's a big deal or not. I'm not super concerned because it is the passenger side seat. And if it is a big deal, I can always purchase that lower seat base and take it back out. But I guess we'll see. So I think all we need for this is just a star bit, an Allen wrench, and then something to snip the cable ties. And that should be pretty straightforward. So the first thing that we have to do before we even start this is to disconnect the negative from the house battery, just so that we don't accidentally trigger the airbags, and then we'll go from there. Boop. So these things, you just need to unscrew them. You could literally just like use a quarter, and then this whole thing comes up. And I'll try to get a better angle here, but then there's actually a quick release that we can use to disconnect the negative. So this is the quick disconnect for the negative. We just need to pull that off and then make sure it doesn't touch anything else. And then we should be good to start taking apart the seat. All right, so I have the negative disconnected, and I just have it propped up here away from anything metal so that it doesn't actually connect, just to be extra safe. So now we can actually start taking apart the seat, and if you look at it, there's just these bolts in here inside this track, and we're just going to take these out and then pop this seat out. Alright, so all the bolts are out of the seat, and now we just need to get under here, and I think I just need to cut some of these cable ties out and then disconnect those yellow and orange plugs so that we can actually pull the chair off. And so yeah, we'll see how that goes. So these come off pretty easy. You just have to pull this purple little thing back, and then they pop right off. And this last black one, it's also pretty easy. There's a tab on the back, and you just have to press this in, and then it'll pop right out. So now we have these disconnected. We can put our base on and then feed the wires, and then should be on our way. So SwivelsRus gives you these new bolts and washers and nuts. So what you're gonna do is once you get the seat back on, you're gonna put a washer on top, bolt through, and then you're gonna put a washer on the bottom, and then the nut. And you just do that in the 6 original spots that you originally took out the bolts. And then you swivel until you throw up. Alright, so we got the swivel seat on, and all we need to do now is feed the wires through the center. While we get the seat back up. Get our base lined up. Alright, just finishing up the last bolt now. Kind of a pain. So all we gotta do now is connect these wires and we are home free. Alright, so everything's back together, and I just zip tied these wires together just so that there's like a little organization, but I'm not gonna zip tie it where it was originally because if you swivel it, the cords will get pulled a little too much. So I'm gonna leave it like that for now, and then we'll see in the future if I need to tie it down some more. But yeah, looks like that's my first project complete, and now we're gonna put the negative back onto the battery and see if we're a lucky winner of the airbag light. Negative's back on. Car has been started. And the dash is clear. Woo! Swivel, swivel, swivel! Alright, so the swivel seat is in. Obviously it's a little tight right now, but that'll get better over time. The project itself is pretty straightforward. I just want to point out again, make sure you disconnect that negative from the battery so that you don't misfire the airbags. But if you have any questions about the steps you saw in this video, just leave me a comment below. I will be posting more videos throughout my van build, so if you're interested at all, please subscribe. And as always, see you next time.